After the event, Gerald took us away from the chaos. I told Pierre that while I had attended the press conference and posed for countless photos, I was unprepared for the speech, which was his responsibility. Chelsea had stepped in to handle the situation effectively. Pierre reminded us at the time and rushed us to the airport. He mentioned that Pierre would stay with us the following week to get to know me better, using the spare bedroom. He assured me that Gerald and Helena would stay nearby at the Excelsior and had other security plans in mind. Before we left, Pierre and Chelsea exchanged more French kisses, and I received a heartfelt hug and kisses from Pierre. We both teared up, still in shock from the day's events. Chelsea chartered non-stop on the way home, while I barely spoke, feeling overwhelmed by the changes. At home, I handled the kids' bath time while Chelsea was on the phone, excitedly recounting the weekend's events. As bedtime approached, she expressed her interest in making love, but I declined, citing jet lag and a busy day ahead. Chelsea was taken aback by my refusal and questioned if I was upset about Pierre staying with us. I voiced my frustration about not being consulted and hinted at my discomfort with how closely she seemed to bond with Pierre. Chelsea accused me of being jealous and irrational, but I countered with concerns about their upcoming week alone together. This led to a heated argument where Chelsea expressed her frustration and I responded with sarcasm. The next morning, I woke up feeling no inclination to apologize and quietly left for work. I assumed Chelsea would handle Pierre's arrival and wanted to focus on work to distract myself from the turmoil. Rachel arrived early and teased about Pierre's influence on my professionalism. I explained that Pierre was coming to spend the week with me, as Chelsea had invited him. I also expressed concern about Chelsea being alone with him while I worked. Rachel noted that Pierre had been prominent in the news with Chelsea, but not much about me. She revealed that Pierre craved publicity, and while I let Chelsea handle that, she warned me about his reputation. Pierre was overwhelmed with emotion, crying on my shoulder as we grappled with the revelation of our origins. We learned that our mother was named Pauline, but we would never know our biological father. Despite her actions, it was clear she loved him deeply. This shared history seemed to bond Pierre and me more closely. We talked late into the night. Pierre apologized for the unapproved security system installation, assuring me it was an excellent safeguard for the family and would also protect him from paparazzi. He insisted the cost was irrelevant, since family comes first. The installation would be finished the next day. I thanked him, though I was still irked. Chelsea had left us alone, understanding the need for our conversation. Later, as I got into bed, I tapped Chelsea's shoulder to discuss something important. She was annoyed and thought it was about intimacy, but I needed to share concerns Rachel had raised about Pierre. Rachel's research revealed Pierre's history of infidelity and his admitted attraction to married women. Despite my warnings, Chelsea dismissed my concerns, saying Pierre was a gentleman and urging me to sleep instead. Her dismissal left me frustrated, but I decided to let it go, as Rachel hadn't mentioned any direct evidence of Pierre's misbehavior with relatives. When I got home Tuesday evening, Chelsea filled me in on the day's events. Pierre had gone grocery shopping with her, enjoying the chance to impersonate me and be mistaken for me. He relished the anonymity, and the kids loved having two identical daddies. However, the security system was still incomplete due to a back-ordered part, which Roland promised to deliver as soon as it arrived. Despite his disappointment, Pierre took us out to the Excelsior Hotel for dinner, where I could enjoy something other than snails. At the hotel, there was a dance club we hadn't visited before. Chelsea danced the first two dances with me, but then danced with Pierre for the rest of the evening. Helena, who joined us, invited me to dance, but I declined. I used the opportunity to chat with her. Helena, originally from Spain and now living in France, revealed she did various jobs for Pierre. She admitted to being essentially a high-up personal assistant available 24/7. Despite her profession, she seemed content with her role and the luxury it afforded her. I told her I found her fascinating, which she found amusing and unusual. That night, as Chelsea and I prepared for bed, she was unusually persistent and aggressive, leaving me wondering about her thoughts. The next evening, Chelsea acted strangely, avoiding eye contact and being overly attentive, while Pierre seemed oddly satisfied. He shared stories about his childhood, his wealth, and suggested we work together on TV or movies. He even proposed moving my family to France, covering all expenses, but I had no intention of accepting. Later in bed, Chelsea was clearly uninterested in closeness, hinting at a surprise from Pierre that she was excited about. I was concerned about what the surprise might be, given the recent expensive security system. I hugged my kids as usual before heading to work, finding comfort in the routine and fulfillment in my job. Despite the day's normalcy, I was apprehensive about facing the chaos at home. When I arrived home, I noticed a fancy blue sports car parked outside, likely a guest of Pierre's. The kids greeted me warmly, which helped me stay grounded. Inside, I was taken aback to see Chelsea in an elegant black dress and Pierre in a tuxedo. Pierre had arranged for a new tuxedo for me, but it didn't fit, so I wore one of my regular suits instead. Chelsea explained that the sitter was arriving soon, and Pierre wanted to take us out to celebrate. When I came downstairs in my suit, Pierre was visibly frustrated about the tuxedo but assured me it was fine. He then revealed the sports car outside was a brand new French-made Venturi fetish, a gift for me. The car was a luxury model, a French counterpart to the Tesla, and was now mine, with the title already in my name.